Hello, it is Thursday, the 12th of October. As you can see, we are sitting in my car. I actually did just try to film earlier before coaching this morning, but my phone filled up because I was using the camera on the back and I forgot it takes up heaps more storage. So it cut out halfway through and then I didn't have time to sort out that issue. So I thought I would bring my stuff and just chat in the car. So I have just done my coaching session with Kit and I'm going to chat about that. But I also wanted to share that the offer that Steve and I have put on a house has been accepted. So we are buying a house, assuming that finance gets approved and the building and pest inspections all good. But yeah, really happy about that, really excited, but also still trying not to assume it's happening and not getting our hopes up too much, but at the same time being super excited. So we got the call this morning from the real estate agent that will be happening. So we've got a few things to do now to get organized, and I'm so excited to be thinking that in as little as within a month I will be living somewhere new. So really excited about that, but I'll share more as I go along. And I think with this stuff as well, often people you don't want to share that you are potentially getting a place until you know it's certain. But I think with this kind of thing and with this vlog, I really want to share the actual process. And in real life, you actually do try to do things, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. So I don't just want to tell you guys about things once they've worked. I really want to share everything, everything that makes sense to share. So yeah, I'm very excited, and yeah, I'll keep you updated about what happens. But there might be something in one of the reports or the conveyancing when we do the searches. It doesn't make sense for us to continue with the contract, but we're both very hopeful and very excited. So yeah, so I just had my coaching session with Kit, and we actually put a plan in place that I'm not going to start anything new until I table it at a coaching session with him. And that's because I was saying that I feel like every week I've added something new, whether that's been a daily vlog, a podcast, Instagram quotes. Every week I've been like, hey, here's something new that I'm doing. My hand's getting a bit sore. I'm just going to support my elbow with my other hand. I also don't have my aircon or car on because I was just thinking, what if the police come and see me, and because you're not allowed to be on your phone, and I was like, I just don't want to have to deal with that, so I'll just not have the aircon on, though I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, so I was saying to Kit, I feel like I'm doing so many new things that I'm beginning to resent the creative process because I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as I can, instead of really enjoying it and all of that sort of thing. And that I really want to make sure I'm creating a really solid foundation for myself. There's no need to be in a rush. And also I really want to enjoy the house. I keep looking out this window to see if there's anyone coming. I really want to enjoy the house process. And yeah, I just want to have time for that, and to just be able to be available to chat with Steve about things, and to be able to go to the bank and to do all of that kind of thing without having to feel like I should be working. And I also said that I realized, and I can't remember if I've spoken about this stuff in the vlogs, it all kind of merges together, but I realized that I never relax at home by myself. I either go out on my day off, which is great, but if I'm relaxing at home, it's only ever with Steve. When I'm by myself, I'm always doing something related to my blog. I'm either in the car listening to a podcast episode and constantly thinking about what I can learn and what I can improve, or I am at home working on my blog. I'm filming a YouTube video. I'm looking at Instagram. Even when I'm consuming Instagram, I'm looking at it from a business blogging perspective. If I'm watching YouTube, I'm thinking about that in the same way. Like it's amazing to be able to be doing something that that I love so much that I want to do it all the damn time. But it also means now that I'm starting to associate home with work and only work. Like not home and I can actually rest there too, just like home is now a workplace when I'm by myself. And I never watch Netflix or anything by myself. The Kardashians has just started back. I haven't even watched that, and I think there's already 2 episodes out. Like I really haven't been doing any relaxing by myself. So I just want to start to intentionally do that. So we put a cap on what I will be doing. Also, by the way, if anyone knows, it would be amazing if you could comment. I really want to film while I'm driving because I feel like I'm always in a really good chatty mood, and it would also just be super easy for me to just have it sitting on the dash. I just need to find a solution that won't jump around. So yeah, if you know of anything, please let me know. So what was I saying? So yeah, I was just saying I really want to like fall back in love with the creative process. I really want to step up my Instagram, and I feel like I'm constantly iterating with Instagram, but I really want to take my own photos and all of that kind of thing. And I really want to spend the time, because if I'm too busy and letting myself always stay busy, and part of always being busy isn't a positive thing. A lot of the time it can come from a scarcity place, come from impatience, it can come from fear. And Kit was saying that what his experience of what I've said was that I have just expanded so much the amount that I can produce. Like before I was coaching with him, I barely even put out 1 blog post a week, and I'm doing 7 YouTube videos, a podcast episode, a blog post, 3 Instagram posts a day, and a newsletter every single week. And I'm being extremely consistent, and I've just and then I do other stuff, back end stuff. And I'm just kind of, like he said, it's natural to want to fill in that time with extra things. And like I'm just sort of discovering what I'm really actually capable of. But that I don't know how to describe it because I'm just trying to remember what he said. But really it would be helpful for me to just have like a limit of, well, that was my suggestion, just like my to-do list, my action list, is what it's called, is like I can only do what's on my action list. So if I put something on my action list, like I can be really ambitious with that action list, but to not constantly be adding things. And if I do want to add something new, to actually go to Kit and talk about it with him, just so that we can talk about it from a workability point of view and how it's going to fit in with everything else, so that I can still enjoy it and just not create busyness, like so that everything has an intention. And so I'm really keen for that, and coaching is so worth it. Like it's why I want to be a coach, because it can really, just having someone to help you in a non-judgmental way, show you your thinking, and it's just amazing. So we're talking about that, and I just want to enjoy the house process and to be there and to be really helpful and to just celebrate it. And it's very exciting. And also when we're moving and stuff, if it all goes through, I want to be available and to not resent it, like, oh, I have to move house. Like, I get to move house if it happens, and to really just make sure, like, I think with those experiences, with any experience, you can either look at it as like, this is something I get to do, or this is something I have to do. And whenever it's coming from that feeling of obligation rather than opportunity, it feels like a burden, and it can be exactly the same task, takes exactly the same time, done in exactly the same way, but if you're relating to it like, oh, this is like taking me away from something else, then it's a horrible experience. But if you have the same thing and you're like, this is where I am now, I really want to enjoy being here, I don't need to be anywhere else, I've chosen to be here. I don't know if this is making sense, but I am really excited about the future and excited about where I am now, and yeah, just excited as well to actually be picking myself up on tendencies that, like with burning out and stuff, like I know that I have a tendency to try to constantly overachieve, and that tendency has before come from a place of impatience and fear, and like trying to prove to myself that I'm good enough. But now I just like, I know there's no rush, like I can just do it at a pace that feels good, because like, and it feels good to be fast, but I just want to be really intentional with what I'm doing, create such a solid foundation. There are things about my blog that I'd really like to change. It's also really great to practice separating out facts from thoughts, which is something I've been learning this month from Brooke Castillo in Self-Coaching Scholars. It's getting real hot in here. Woo! And, you know, like for example, I could have the thought, like, I don't like my blog, or I want to change the photos on my blog. And I can have that thought, I don't like my blog, which I do like my blog, but there are things I want to change. That I can have that feel like a fact, like it's a fact that I don't like my blog, but actually the fact is I have a blog. Like facts don't have any emotion in them. And they're not descriptive. They're just like, I have a blog, or I have a lifestyle blog. That's still a fact. But if it's, I have a pretty blog, I have an ugly blog, all of that is my thought and how I'm relating to it. So I've just been really working a lot on separating out thoughts from facts, because it is really helpful when often the reason we create a lot of suffering for ourselves is because we think our thoughts are facts and that they can't be changed. But once you really see that the thoughts, like almost everything we think about and think that's a fact, like, oh, that person's mean, that's a fact, or not that I ever say anyone's mean, but that kind of thing, like we think, oh, we're just stating a fact, but really we're just stating a thought. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now so that I can go to work. Very hot in here, that's why I have to stop, but it's also time for me to go. Yeah, I quite like chatting in the car, even though it's really, really hot, as I've said. So if any of you guys know what I can do about securing it on the dash, because I really do feel like I just have good chatty thoughts when I'm driving, and I'd love to do that. So yeah, let's keep you updated. If you have any questions, as always, email me, sam@smart-20s.com, leave a comment, send me a DM on Insta, smart20s. Hope you're liking the podcast as well. I've been getting so many emails from you guys saying that you're really enjoying it. So yeah, I'll leave the links below for a few of my podcast episodes. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.